I've heard of this thing on TikTok called lucky girl syndrome.
Oh,
and I feel like, have you heard of it?
I have, yeah.
I just read an article about it at 4 a.m. in the morning. So by no means an expert in this, but I feel like my gut instinct kind of lines up with this lucky girl syndrome.
What's the lucky girl syndrome?
Do you know what it's about?
I do. It was a while ago that I saw this on TikTok. So if I'm getting this wrong, let me know. But from my recollection, it's, I think throughout the day, start noticing the positive things that, that you may have overlooked. So for example, you were trying to find Lauren's drink and you went to 3 different locations to do so, right? Which I'm sure we'll get into at some point. But maybe when you were at the 3rd location, you found a penny on the floor. I don't know. This is a terrible example. But
no, it's not. I actually pick up pennies on heads whenever I see one and I make a wish.
Oh, you're a lucky boy syndrome.
And I flip it to make sure that someone else gets to pick it up next.
Aww.
You're paying it forward.
Yeah, I pick up every penny on heads.
That's very
make a wish,
considerate of you.
Like a wish, like I'm like manifesting my energy for the day.
Yeah,
it's usually the same thing all the time, and then I'm like, I hope someone else picks this up and they can do the same.
Well, if that bleeds over into other areas of your life, then your fiance is a lucky lady.
Oh, she is, and he's a lucky guy too. Aww. But I actually pick up every penny on tails and flip it over for the next person. Yeah.
They're gonna say I pick up every penny and I keep it so no one else can.
No,
have.
I set it up.
That's actually more noble.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I can read right here. The lucky girl syndrome is just the latest interpretation of the law of assumption, which proposes that when we act as though what we want is already our reality and believe it, then we're rewarded with the things we most desire in life.
That is definitely a more effective way of expressing it. But yeah, the idea that you start to notice these positive, lucky things in your life, and because you do that, it will start to self-manifest.
Sure.
I strongly believe that.
Yeah.
Like, strongly. It's like, we always talk about it. There's 2 ways to look at everything. And if you look at something positively, that just sets you up to think about everything positively and just build on it. But
Yeah, I was having this conversation with a single friend yesterday about signs. She had recently...
I know who you're talking about.
You do? Okay, don't say. But she had recently gotten out of something, and then like a mirror broke in her house, and she took it as a sign that maybe she shouldn't have gotten out of this relationship. And I was like, what if, the mirror broke because it was shattering, this old version of you, and now you're this new, strong, empowered woman. You can look at any sign as positive or negative, and it's just all, a matter of the lens you see it through. And so that's something, that we try to work with our clients with too, which is, just attitude really goes a long way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, even if you're on a date and it's not a match, you need to make the most of it. Because it's myopic to just be like this, I'm never going to see this guy again. What do I care? But what if meeting him leads you down a certain path to your person or maybe to another job? Also, it's like maybe have a good night, have some free drinks. Like I actually got my first job in Hollywood from Jaydi, from someone I didn't even meet, but we were like chatting on Jaydi, and he offered to send my resume to Paradigm, and then I ended up in the mailroom. And I could have just been like, this guy on Jaydi doesn't have a picture. I'm not interested. I'm not even going to talk to him. But I guess I humored him enough to chat with him, and then he offered to help me.